So I made a video earlier about antinatalism, and I want to streamline that a little bit more because I think a lot of things were superfluous. So I agree with the premise that the antinatalist proposes, that life is a meat grinder, that life is full of suffering. It's more suffering than it is pleasure or the absence of pain. It's mostly pain and death and destruction, and that's true. And I personally, for my own reasons, am not going to bring life into the world. I'm not going to bring human life into this world. But I think where the antinatalists go is to suggest that if we just convinced everyone that life is suffering, life is painful and horrible, and it's a meat grinder and everything like that, if we just convince people rationally that that's the case, that there would be a large movement of people, or the majority of people that say we're not going to have children, we're gonna not produce life, and things would go extinct. That kind of seems like the ultimate goal of antinatalists, is to promote extinction of the species or of life. And it's not going to happen, because we have to be realist about it, because the antinatalist videos out there are claim to be like realistic, like this is evolution, this is it's dumb molecules that make us for no reason. We're not here for any grand purpose. It's naked reality, or so it claims to be. But I think part of that reality is realizing that we're not, humanity is not going to go down that path of, being rationally saying we're not going to bring life into the world. So you have to deal with the reality that you have. And part of the reality, if you're not, the only options that you have are killing yourself, opting out of the game, right? And if you don't do that, then if you're going to be realistic, then you have to acknowledge your role, your personal role in your existence. And this is something that I've never heard them really focus on, is the fact that they are personally involved in this game. It seems to be that they can say, well, I've opted out, I'm not having kids, so I'm not playing the game, I'm rejecting the game. But as long as we exist in this realm, as long as we exist in the world, we are playing the game. Everything that we use is based on bloodshed or suffering or exploitation, something. What I'm using to record this video, the food that I'm going to eat for dinner, everything, you name it, it's going to be based on someone else's suffering or death, whatever. This is just the reality, is that we cannot live without blood on our hands. We can't live without creating a wake of bodies in our midst. So we're all responsible. And what you have to do is make yourself, if you're going to live, if you're going to continue to live, you first have to take responsibility for that. and then you have to make yourself harder, defensive, harder to kill, harder to harm, because things are out to get us, right? I mean, you walk outside and, mosquitoes land on you to get your blood. People rob each other. I mean, everything is out for themselves, out to, and our interests are often so conflicting that it leads to violence. This happens all the time, every single day, 24/7. So you have to make yourself defensive, harder to kill. I mean, this is just like, it's an obvious thing. It's like, if you're not doing that, if you're weak, if you're not aiming towards protecting, being able to protect, because that's ultimately the goal, is being able to protect the people that you care about, or the sentient beings that you care about. And so, that's what the family is for. For all, even though it's based on, producing children and all that stuff, this is what the family is for. This is what a community is for, and a nation. I mean, these are different levels of organization that help defend us against different levels of threats. So I think if you believe in the meat grinder conception of reality, then you have to like take it to its logical conclusion. So that's basically it in a nutshell. I think for myself, I'm not like against antinatalism, because I'm not gonna have children. But I just realized that it's never going to catch on. It's never going to be a thing, because people's genetics are, their biology is too powerful to, make this like a thing that catches on the, en masse. So that's basically it.